Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Ginger Snaps, and we are going to jump back into her story. Things are interesting in the story right now. Not quite sure what is fully going on, but we know that Simon is missing or dead. We know that there's twins. Hannah and Eve. Eve was taken by the midwife Florence. And we're going through and trying to fill out the database, I'm guessing, to find out what happened to Simon. Simon's been missing. So we're going to actually jump back in. And we're going to start with missing.
I thought it made me sound suspicious. It's not a normal thing to do, to drive to the other end of the country. I wanted to keep it simple. I know it was stupid not to tell you everything. Saying I spent the night in Glasgow when my husband went missing, I thought it would, distract you from what was important. It's different now. Now he's...
Glasgow. Lied at... Holy buckets. Okay. Oh. Her hair's down and then it's up and then... Okay. Let's see what she has to say about being there.
I got in the car and I drove. I just kept driving north. Just kept going, just wanted to get as far away as I could. When I finally stopped, I was all the way up in Glasgow. I was so tired. I just had to sleep.
After fight? Drove to Glasgow.
Yes. I got to Glasgow, I was exhausted, so I pulled over and slept in the car.
So no alibi.
I woke up because a rubbish truck went past. I got some petrol, bought a coffee and a pastry, tried calling someone from the payphone, and then headed back.
No alibi, slept in car. Yeah, I mean, so she's not giving me much reason to believe that's actually what she did. I mean, there's maybe a receipt. Maybe. We're getting the gas.
Yeah, that's Simon's watch. It was a gift from Eric. He got it this year.
Eric. We need to search
It was a
Eric.
wedding anniversary gift. Steel.
You should search wedding
It
too.
would have been Diane who chose it. She has really nice taste.
Who's Diane?
That time, you must eliminate me. I was in Glasgow then.
She's trying to really push that she was in Glasgow.
No, I don't think so. Glasgow was deserted that early in the morning.
No one saw her. No one can corroborate.
When I arrived in Glasgow, I was exhausted. The streets were empty. I was driving badly. And I hit a taxi. Not a big crash, just paintwork. The guy was so pissed off because I didn't have a driving license on me. But when I told him I was pregnant, he made sure I got to the hospital so they could check me out.
She slept in the car, though.
It was fine. The hospital must have details when I was looked at. There's a scratch on the car.
Hospital.
Ask the hospital.
Ooh, insistent.
I don't see how it's hard. We've established I was in Glasgow when he was killed. You've spoken with the hospital.
She's sticking to the hospital story. Let's check out Eric. Initial missing interview. Okay.
He was wearing a shirt.
Yeah.
With a blue turtleneck shirt and jeans. He has a watch. It's a really nice one. That was a gift from his boss, Eric. He had his coat, a long grey duffel coat, like Paddington Bear. He would have taken that with him. It's not in the house.
The coat and the watch.
Yes, there's a car that we share, a Cavalier, and a van he uses for work. It's owned by Eric, but we look after it. Both of them are there now, parked in the street. I'm not sure about the keys for the van. I can look for you when I get back.
Van and car. So we're piecing together some details, but it's still...
Yes, that would be in his wallet. It's a Visa, a silver one.
Credit card?
He doesn't like to spend money he doesn't have, so he usually pays with cash, but Eric convinced him to get one.
Credit card.
Eric was like an uncle to him. They were pretty close. They spend a lot of time with each other, especially when they have to go to conferences. Have you met his wife, Diane?
Yeah, so what's the deal with Diane? Oh, we have a guitar? What? I'm sorry? What?
Diane is really nice. She helps out with the Glaziers, organises the Christmas party, that sort of thing. They have 2 kids, really sweet kids. She used to look out for me when I worked there.
This is a new outfit.
Not really. He would go to the pub. He had his drinking buddies there, but no one ever really came back to the house. Sometimes Eric, his boss, and his wife would come over for dinner. That would be us returning the favour. Diane is a really good cook, into her trendy ingredients. And the last time Simon cooked something off MasterChef, he got the recipe off Ceefax, and I did my Lloyd Grossman bit, commenting from the sidelines. I had to find fennel from the supermarket. Have you ever eaten fennel?
Have you ever eaten fennel? Achievement unlocked. What's this one with the guitar?
Simon and Eric arguing? No, I can't imagine they'd be arguing. And they get on so well. Unless it was something to do with work. Maybe Simon was being too much of a perfectionist. But I don't know. You should ask Diane.
We're filling in.
My name is Hannah. Hannah. It's Palindrome.
Huh.
It reads the same backwards as forwards. It doesn't work from Eric though, it's not quite symmetrical, but well, I mean, you get the idea. Sorry. Hannah Smith, I live at 31 Gladstone Street.
Hannah Smith.
A mobile phone? Yeah. Well, they have one for the Glaziers, but it's only for work. I can't remember the number.
Your husband's
It's in the
missing.
kitchen. I saw it plugged into its charging cradle. No. I'm not sure what strange would be, but he hasn't been acting odd. He's been busy at work, but nothing too stressful.
So the thing is, there's not, some of this doesn't make sense. Okay, so gift. We know the watch was a gift. We know that they got into a fight. Oh, helps if I spell things right. Is that how you spell miscarriage? Eric, Diane, work, gift, fight. My misspelling of miscarriage. Five entries found. 2 minutes, 36 seconds. Okay, let's buckle in.
You want me to play something? I'm not the world's greatest guitar player.
What you play?
Probably needs tuning. No, it's okay. How about a traditional ballad? Should be right up your street. Sisters came walking by the sea. Oh, the wind and the rain. The eldest one pushed the other one in. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. See, they both had a love for the captain's son. Oh, the wind and the rain, but he only cared for the youngest one. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. Oh, the eldest envied her sister fair. Oh, the wind and the rain, with a pretty little face and her long blonde hair. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. So she pushed her in and held her down. Oh, the wind and the rain watched her as she slowly drowned. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. Oh, she floated up and she floated down. Oh, the wind and the rain floated till a ship came by. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. Out comes the captain's son. Oh, the wind and the rain. Father dear, here swims and swan. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. And then it gets really weird, so I think that's a good place to stop.
I mean, let's be real, that's what it is.
When she went home, Simon had a birthday tea waiting. Afterwards, she told Simon about me, told him I was pregnant. She wanted me to move in with them, this sister he didn't know she had. She knew that instant. The look on his face. She knew.
Oh. That's confusing. Ooh. 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 Ooh.
She sent him out the house, kicked him out, called me up, crying, and I went round. I guess I had a feeling I could hear something was wrong in her voice, but I wasn't sure what it was. She called me sister on the phone. She never calls me that.
So cheating, obviously, is I should search cheat.
My sister is gone. And she's never coming back.
It's getting complicated. Wow. It's filling out. My mind goes to a couple of places. It's so... What if... So he cheated with the sister. They dated
Mum
for a
and Dad
while?
never knew what was going on. We got so good at it. We were so in sync that we'd use each other to cheat. If one of us had a hangover, the other one would go to school. Whoever was best at a subject would sit the exam. There were lots of differences between us. Some things one is better than the other at.
Swapped places, growing up. What was the deal with the guitar? I gotta know. So it was the clip of the song, which we already know.
No, Simon didn't play guitar. He wasn't very musical. He liked to listen, but he was tone deaf. Yes. Yeah, it's my guitar.
Okay, so that's nothing. The sister is a singer. Sing?
Really? Okay. Here's the rest.
Oh, here's the rest of the song.
Laid a body on the doctor, all the wind and the rain, till a fiddler with a fiddle came walking by, on a dreadful wind and rain. And he made a fiddle bow of her long hair, on the wind and the rain. Yes, he made a fiddle bow of her long blonde hair, on the dreadful wind and rain. And he made fiddle pegs of her finger bows, on the wind and the rain. Yes, he made fiddle pegs from her finger bows, the fiddle could play was all the wind and the rain. Yes, the only tune that the fiddle could play was all the dreadful wind and rain. Anything you sing may be used as evidence against you.
Okay, let's look at the history here. We know murder, weapon, Simon Smith. He was a drinker. Dream. Twin, Florence, Eve. Why did I search Florence twice? Whatever. Married, Hannah and Eve. Mom, mother, Ava. Sarah. Tattoo, job, missing, Glasgow hospital, Eric, Diane, work, gift, fight, miscarriage, sister, cheat, guitar. Huh. Oh. We never really looked at married.
A long time. We got married when I was 17.
17. Ooh. Should keep that in mind, 17.
Childhood sweethearts. Something like that. Are you married, detective?
Childhood sweethearts.
When you've been married for 10 years, stuff accumulates. You could argue about anything. And he's so nice. That doesn't help. He tries to smooth things over, and that just makes it worse. We're both passive aggressive, so we never normally argue directly about anything.
You're passive aggressive as fudge.
I got pregnant. Both our parents had a big powwow. We weren't even in the room. And they decided we should get married.
It's a shotgun wedding.
I did. Well, we met when we were 17, both working at the Glaciers.
I don't know what that is. What the heck is a glazier?
Yeah, we were 17. It was a nice wedding, people said. Simon looked very handsome in the photos. His parents paid for everything, but he's an only child, so it was important to them. It was what they called a shotgun wedding, but if you looked at the photos, you couldn't tell. The dress was beautiful. It looked like Princess Diana's. The train wasn't quite as long, though. There's a great photo of the bridesmaid helping to carry it out of the car. No, I was 15. Carl was older. 17, I
Who's
think.
Carl?
I was really into him, regardless of how he actually behaved. Lots of drunken teenage sex. We did it in a church once. Stupid. So he got tired of us and we split up after about 6 months. It was sad, but those early experiences, they help you realise who's really important to you, you know? Family.
So both dating and doing the things that you do when you date at a very young age, and then one got pregnant and married, but miscarriage?
No.
This is long.
The parents decided there would be a wedding. And after the wedding, Hannah moved in with his parents. There was no way I could follow, so we were separated again. I stayed in the attic. It was hard. It's like I suddenly didn't exist. I would sneak out, but in case anyone recognised me, I started wearing a wig. Hannah and I would meet up in the park. I was trying to get pregnant, but I couldn't. I mean, I couldn't do it with anyone we knew, so it was sex with strangers, drunk guys I'd met in clubs, parks and alleyways. I was 17. It felt like I was being punished. But it was Hannah who had betrayed us.
Us
I had to stop
again.
when one of the guys gave me an STD. When we met up, it was disturbing. For the first time, my reflection, she didn't look like me. She was fatter, flushed. If anything, I was getting skinnier. I found it hard to look sometimes. We talked about what to do. Was it time to become our own people? I mean, that seemed like the right thing to do, but neither of us wanted it. We agreed that her and Simon would get their own place as soon as possible, and then I could move in. And that was the plan.
Move in. My sister. Let's search up the wig. 7 entries found.
A wig? You mean... But what type of wig?
She knew.
No, I've never worn a wig. What kind of wig? This other person doesn't exist. I don't know what the blonde wig is, but it could be anything. Have you looked at the cat flap?
Cat flap? That's cat flap and a blonde.
This was about 9. I went round and she was waiting for me. She was furious and so angry, the kind of anger you can only have towards yourself. We screamed at each other, argued, cried, we fought. I hit her back, left a bruise. I had my wig on from performing, she tore it off. Eventually, we grew tired of fighting and I left.
Fight at 9 years old. What? Cat flap?
No, they were shut. Most of the windows were really hard to open anyway. They're stifling in summer. They were painted over by my dad. Could have left a door open accidentally. Or there's a cat flap in the back door. No, no cat. My parents had a cat before they died called Domino. It was this little black thing with white dots. And we never did anything about the cat flap, but if you were thin, you could maybe squeeze through it.
Interesting. Talked about Dad. Oh, treasure trove.
We couldn't afford our own place. Simon dropped out of school, went full-time at the Glaziers.
Okay, what the hell are the
That was Ed's
Glaziers?
generosity. We moved in with his mum and dad. They had a spare room for us and the baby, if it came. It was a nice change, time to myself, living there for those months, full of hope.
Hopeful.
No. The whole thing was wrong. The bags, I think they were from our kitchen, you can probably check that. We never go into the cellar. It's just a place we put things we don't need. Dad used to grow mushrooms there. The bags were taped up. I think it was parcel tape, but I think it was ours.
I'm making notes as we go through. Oh. I think I know what.
They said it was food poisoning. There was something in the food they ate. My dad liked to pick mushrooms, grow them too. They said it was the mushrooms. It was hard to believe. Death caps. They have a skirt around the cap. My dad taught me that. But, the police had no reason to think it was suspicious. They lived alone. And no one had any reason to hurt them.
Interesting. So I'm gonna search. "11 entries.
Yeah. They'd gone to bed feeling ill, thinking it was flu or something. The neighbour called me, I had to use my key to let them in. We found them dead in their bed. And they'd been there for days. No one had noticed. Just awful.
Damn.
It was so soon after my miscarriage. The worst year of my life. I'd been so happy to get married, and after that it was just like, fuck.
That's dark and sad and depressing. Having a miscarriage around the time your parents die. Oof.
It's all that matters, really. The baby. Simon's dead, but the baby, that's how he will live on.
Ooh.
Our baby.
Oh, she's pregnant right now.
You're reaching here. Oh, I don't know why. No, I've never cheated on anyone. I've never taken anything from anyone. Simon is dead. But I have my baby to care for. Why are you trying to make me sad? Why are you so obsessed with sex and affairs? You cheated on your wife. Is this your thing?
Interesting.
It was supposed to be a secret. Just because Simon is dead doesn't mean I have to give up all his secrets. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened to Simon. No one murdered my husband because he cheated his expenses for a romantic weekend in Oxford.
Romantic weekend in Oxford? Let's check out the database real quick. Oh wow, we're filling out quite nicely. That being said, we're gonna save it here, and we're gonna come back. I have a list of things to search. We're gonna get to the bottom of the story, but I think there's something more than just two twins. I don't know. I have feelings and suspicions, and we'll see how right I am. We're gonna keep going. I'm trying to talk a little bit more through my thoughts. But my mind moves so fast that it's hard for my mouth to keep up because it's recognizing and seeing things and selecting things and picking the next thing to search so early in the middle of the videos. But we will see. And if we can get the full chronological story of the interviews, I'm going to be interested to see how they go. But this is where we're going to end this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you. Let me know if you have any developing theories, because I would love to know. But until then, be good to yourselves, be good to others. See you in the next video. Bye.